What's up, you red brick souls? I'm going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle and a meltologist perspective. As meltologists, we are often dismissed as fringe theorists, yet our discipline continues to peel back the layers of the world's most puzzling phenomenon, like the Bermuda Triangle, for example, and other regions of the world, with the stories they tell us of what this is and what that is and so forth. But among one of them we're going to talk about is Bermuda Triangle, and out there in California, the scorched lands of the past, the Badlands. We're going to take a look over that way too, and talk about that as well. And we're going to talk real quickly about how Google Earth is making it worse and worse to maneuver with Google Earth. For antiquated machines, even worse. Graphical interface, everything. They want to avoid a lot of things, add a little nonsense things that, and then fade out a lot of the stuff that we used to be able to view from over top, looking down at the land and so forth. They're augmenting that all away. So, but we're talking about the Bermuda Triangle right now, a region in the Atlantic Ocean, infamous for vanishing ships. You know, you heard about it, disappearing aircraft and strange anomalies. While mainstream, science points to natural phenomena or human error, we propose a bold and unsettling story, a theory. The Bermuda Triangle is not just a geographical oddity, but a remnant of a catastrophic melting event that altered the fabric of reality itself. Yes, a realm sacred, scarred by the great melting. Sacred, scarred. The red bricks have been scarred. Yes, the Bermuda Triangle, bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. It sits atop what we meltologists identify as ancient ruins. Okay? Remnants of advanced civilizations that were obliterated in a worldwide realm melting event. Beneath the ocean floor lies evidence of structures resembling those found in Egypt, Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica, but these are not natural formations, nor simple ruins. They are liquefied cities. When the world underwent its great alchemy, transformation, and unknown energy, possibly from a weapon or natural catastrophe, melted the entire landscapes, turning stone into slurry, mess of a red brick ash. The Bermuda Triangle's peculiar phenomena, compasses spinning wildly, time distortion, and inexplicable disappearances are remnants of energy fields produced during the event. The mystery of magnetic anomalies. Mainstream explanations for the triangle often cite magnetic anomalies. Meltologists agree, but we go further. These magnetic disturbances are echoes of the ancient power systems embedded within the melted ruins. Can't you see that was all structure, folks, and it got melted. All red bricks, all of it. They just got melted. The structures beneath the sea may have once harnessed electromagnetic energy, akin to Tesla's theories of wireless power. When the great melting destroyed these civilizations, it destabilized their energy grids, creating a vortex of disrupted magnetic fields that persist to this day. Now looky there. You see these beautiful buildings? You see all that mess of stuff out by the water there and underwater? It's from the same era that this was built, folks. what I'm trying to tell you. See, ships and planes caught within this zone are simply lost. They are absorbed into pockets of energy that briefly reanimated fractured technology beneath. This examines why some vessels vanish without a trace, their molecular structure disassembled or transported to another dimension of this melted reality. Well, we don't know all that, but we're going to tell you this, that those buildings there, if they would have melted, you would call them mountains. And if you'd explore the inside of them, they'd be called caves. Just like at the bottom of the ocean there in the Atlantic, the Bermuda Triangle. Those are the same pockets of survival down there. But many of them have been obliterated and blown to pieces because of this truth that's getting out called meltology. So, we could talk about another hallmark of the Bermuda Triangle is time distortion, right? With survivors reporting hours lost or gained. Well, we could theorize that the melting event fractured not only the physical world, but also the continuum of time itself. In the triangle, the boundaries between the past, present, and future blur, creating zones where time flows unevenly. These distortions are not random. They are residual effects of the advanced temporal technologies employed by the lost civilizations before their obliteration. Well, indeed, this is conjecture on the part of meltologists, and we don't like to use conjecture, so what we talk about is these buildings here that you're seeing were around when this realm was melted. All the outside coastlines was all melted, looking beautiful buildings like this too. Walkways, all kinds of tech everywhere. What we have here is a crime scene, okay? A crime scene of history. That's what meltology wants to point out to the world. The Bermuda Triangle is not merely a spooky maritime legend, okay? Boo, it's a crime scene. The melted ruins beneath its waves are evident of a deliberate act or uncontrolled experiment that went catastrophically wrong. What mainstream historians dismiss as myth, the tales of Atlantis, Lemuria, or Mu, are the breadcrumbs of a forgotten chapter in humanity's story. The triangle's secrets are guarded not by natural forces, but by the very entities who wish to obscure the truth about our melted realm. Hence, the Bermuda Triangle. So, the call of the meltologist. So for us meltologists, the Bermuda Triangle is not a warning to avoid, but an invitation to investigate. We see it not as a trap, but as a portal. A window into the lost technologies, histories, and truths buried beneath the melted crust of our world. What lies beneath the triangle's waters may hold the key to the understanding the forces that reshaped our reality. The mainstream will continue to call it superstition, but we know better. The Bermuda Triangle is a melted scar, a lingering reminder that our realm is far more complex and far more manipulated than most dare to imagine. Get on Google Earth and look around now that you've armed yourself with some truth. You'll better understand meltology and what meltologies are trying to teach. And that's exactly what we're trying to teach. That here is a pocket of survival. Here you will find how the great melt touched these buildings as well, all over, sank them down, scored bricks here and there, blocked bricks up, so many different variables all throughout this realm. Now we're talking about Google Earth. Since we're here on Google Earth, I'm going to flip over here to the Badlands, Death Valley, okay? Now, what you've seen here, that if it underwent a melt, you would start looking like this, because this is what happened there, and there's pockets of survival here in Death Valley. But Google Earth is getting more and more difficult, not user-friendly. They're doing it forever, scrubbing everything out. So here, that's a Badwater Basin. Now look at that. You see it's just melted. You see how it melted? You see the dendrite lines the electrical lines, whatever you want to call them. I call them dendrite lines because for the longest, since 2019, I've been calling them that. Electricity carved out the least resistant path all over this realm. And the water and the snow and everything, and when it gets wet, it follows those least resistant paths, and that was first carved out by electricity, not water. So electricity carved a path out. It burst our veil, which you see as the Milky Way is a tear in your veil, because we live under a veil. There's a dome over top of us. And after it got so heated down here on the motherboard, it burst and flooded this region and pushed building debris all over, and that water followed those least resistant paths that electricity carved out, folks. So know that. Don't believe no scientist. It's that simple. Meltology is that simple. So Death Valley is another example of massive meltification. They give us this cover wagon era, blah, 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 John Wayne, and all that. When here these are melted buildings, went through a cataclysmic event, a transformation so powerful it melted this red brick paradise. And you'll find pockets of survival there, right there. Pocket of survival there, built upon the past. Yeah, you got a new roof up there and so forth. But I'm telling you, all this here is all former building. All back here, all former building. Inside there, who knows what you'll find. But I guarantee you're going to find bricks, and red bricks at that. So we touched down in Death Valley National Park. And we talked about the Bermuda Triangle. And there's some more in the Death Valley, some pockets of survival. See all this on the ground here? That's ash from the red bricks, from the melt, and then the flood, mixing it all, pushing it away, collapsing on itself. But there were survivors. The red bricks have a tale to tell. Yes, they do. They have a tale to tell. So Death Valley was, again, melted buildings, folks. Don't let geology trick you. We need you on the Red Brick team. That was just a quick one from Red Brick Bob. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. I gotta go because my girl wants the Lions game on the TV. Peace. I'm out of here.